All right. We are back. Another episode of Red Hill Racing Podcast. I'm Ben Knight, once again joined by your co-host, Mr. 40 Time, going for more. He's got more championships in his sight. How are you doing tonight, Dustin?
I don't know about more championships, but I'm here.
Boy, you're shit. I mean, not safe for work. Done said the S word.
Off the rip, man. First thing.
Oh, man. That's all right. I think we did last week because we were so excited Brian was jumping on too.
Yeah.
Hey, not safe for work, y'all. Man, come on. Don't say you're not going for championships. You told me you leapfrogged everybody in Knoxville for local points the other week.
Man, you know what? Before we get into all our stuff, let me go ahead and tell you something on this. So this whole year I'd planned, I want to do NHRA bracket finals, IHRA bracket finals. I need to do this stuff, get it done. Go try. Yep.
And you know what? Guess what? I think this is all proven recorded material.
Yes. And so I go to Bristol, run my 2 races, join points so I can go to Division II finals. And then I missed a few races at Knoxville, but I knew I just had to run like 2 or 3 to go to the bracket finals, right? Well, then I found out the bracket finals is the same weekend as XDA. So I'm like, well, that's a curveball. Well, then halfway through the year, my brother's like, the track champions go straight to the Worlds. New goal. Like, I got to pass these guys somehow, right? So the 2 points race, race days that I've attended, I've won. Like, okay, this weekend was a double race. So I went to the semi, and then the next race I finaled with both bikes. So I'm like, I'm getting it done. The points come out, took the lead. I'm like, oh, baby, I can make this happen. Then I was like, when is the Worlds? I looked the Worlds up, same freaking weekend as Division II at NHRA bracket finals. It's like, are you kidding me? I cannot win. Like, you guys are killing me.
That's the motorcycle racing gods trying to give everybody else a chance.
Well, this is where I'm at. So
That's me pumping you up, by the way, not you.
If I look up and get the championship at Knoxville, cool, because the only reason I'm chasing it is just to go straight to the Worlds, right? Yep. But now, when the bracket finals and the Worlds weekend comes, I got to decide, like, where am I going? Which one am I going to?
No, that's easy, man. That's easy. I already told you that.
It is fair. because if I happen to win Division II, I'm going to Vegas, which is way cooler than Mississippi. You know what I mean? So
yeah. You're not going to pass up what is that, WDRA or IHRA? I can't remember.
IHRA.
So you're not going to pass up IHRA World Finals that you qualified for to go to Division II NHRA to try to qualify.
It's so tough, man. Like,
you're not going to do it. That doesn't even make sense, though. Like, you would go to a race to try and qualify when you could just go to a race to be a world champion. Yeah, 2 different organizations, but like, just do the other one next year.
So this is my plan B. My plan B is I'm letting the weatherman decide. Like, when the race comes, hell, one of them could be a wash. We don't know. You know what I mean? You have no idea. I don't
disagree with that, but
I'm not going to the one that's going to rain at to not go to the one that's not going to rain at just because it's a straight shot. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but that's also October. It's not like it's springtime. Where
raining's not a high chance, but the weather may be a deciding factor of the situation. I already
told you what you do, but
now I will say this: the Worlds is, I don't even know how many bikes show up at this race. But it's $3,000 to win, 1,500 runner up, 700 to semis. Well, I think it's 700 to lose in the 5th round. Yeah, 4th round is $6, and then every round it's $100 less. Like, first round you get $300 to help pay for your trip.
But none of that's worth a shit. All you want to do when you're doing that type of racing is be the last man standing. That's all that is. I mean,
yeah, get the Iron Man deal. Yeah, I mean, that's one trophy I don't have. I've got the little mini Wallies, that you get at local tracks or whatever, but I don't know. I'll just have to play it out by ear, but it is pretty cool. Like, that's pretty cool to miss 3 races at your local track and dive in there and just run right through it,
Yeah, and I will say, after the tickets I seen from last weekend, you were not running over anybody. They were out to kick your ass,
and I know who's going to listen to this is Grady, man. Like, Grady, one round I was 0-1 dead zero in the way, and then the next time I raced him in the semis on my other bike, I was 22. I think he was 24. Double breakout. I lost. It's just like, bro, like, look, what do you do?
Dude, you sent me the tickets, Grady. I gotta say it, man. I
It's
gotta say
funny,
it,
you know
man.
how Boo calls him Gravy? Well, he said he's got a buddy that calls him Gravy. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
so Grady Boo does call you Gravy, but I gotta say it. And I gotta say it the only way I would say it. Grady, that's fucking impressive, man. I hope you
yeah,
hear that. That is super impressive. Like you are
yeah,
laying the law down. Like Dustin sent me tickets, and I'm like, he's like, man, look what Grady did again, and I'm like, holy shit, bro.
yeah. Just like
Super
no
impressive.
mercy at all, right? And then the bad thing
That's crazy.
is he was on his little yellow jigsaw the first race and just tearing us up. He went to the finals. I'm like, bro, you need to swap the numbers on your bike because the other bike's your points bike, but you're racing that one better. And then second round, he goes to fire his yellow bike up and it starts making a noise. He just bought this motor and the screw that holds one of the intake boots, he bought it and they took the intake boots off, but one of the screws had to be down the intake runner and they never looked. And it's been it's been hanging out in there for all these races and wouldn't fit through. And it finally found its way through and it trashed it. I felt bad because in my mind, it was a great decision. I didn't know his bike was going to do that. You know what I mean? I'm like, you need to do
it. Is what it is.
I was like, you need to do this. Like,
you're trying to make
that your points bike. Yeah.
You're legit trying to be helpful.
And it really just backfired. And he's still done, good on his other one, even though that one let him down. But it was fun. I mean, we actually wasn't even supposed to jump right into the Knoxville stuff, but we kind of did.
No, sorry, I teed it up and you drove along.
Yeah.
What else? So you want to say anything else about that?
Yeah, I mean,
so you're leading the points now, right?
Barely. It's like 10 points or something. But
yeah, but how many races did you miss?
3.
You missed 3 races? Wow, okay.
I've only been to 2. Well, I've been to 3 points races, but 2 of them was in one day. So I missed half a season so far.
Yeah, okay.
And but them guys, man, I ain't realistically,
that's what I was saying. Like they're
my brother, Marcus, there's guys that's local that's been racing for years. Like, it's not like you're jumping into a duck pond, so I just do my job and hope it's good enough. And, some rounds it was. I mean, there was one round the first race, I was great. The second race, I wasn't that great, but I was still getting it done. One round I deserved to lose and I didn't. I really kind of just, man, one round I had worse than a Ben Knight Light in one.
Ooh,
I was,
but
luckily Jesus took the wheel and he was bad right there beside me. And I would have been dead on, but I actually had room to crack it a little and I was one above. But I thought when I left, I'm like, yep, this is it. And I'm going out right here. And that's also something that made me change my shield to the high def shield because my shield fogged up and I couldn't find which bulb was what. And I was dead late. So the next round I put the high def model on, jumped on Old Faithful and I was like, you're changing a shield mid race? I said, I'm going to try it. And I was 007. I said, all right.
now you're telling school secrets.
Well, you can wire polarized sunglasses too if you want, I guess.
Yeah, so. That's cool. That's cool. So it's a good weekend. So now you're leading the points down there. Yeah, I mean, how many races are left?
One more weekend, 2 races in one day. That's what's left. 2 races,
double
in
race
one day.
Okay.
And that race we get to use boxes, which I'm excited about because they all agreed to run no box all year until the last 2 races. Well, the 2 races happened to be in one day because the reason they made it a double race is because we went to one and it rained out. And they put that one in this one.
Okay.
So,
well, was this past weekend double?
Another one they went to. They got halfway done and it rained.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
So you can run boxes at Worlds then?
Yes. Yep.
Does Red and DER do that too?
No, they don't do boxes all year at all. None.
Okay. All right.
Which is good for their bike counts here, but it hurts all the racers. Which realistically, let's be real. So, I think the only one in the past few years that's went from the box at Bristol is Jerry. So this year I'm hoping I get to go. Like I don't know. I can't be at 2 places at one time. I even looked to see if the days would work out, and it just won't work out. You can't be from Mississippi to South Carolina. It just don't work.
No. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. I'm sure you're going to do well wherever you end up. So that's what we'll be cheering.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting because
I better get my ass down to a Bristol race real quick. I ain't got to fight you at Division 2, maybe.
You don't know. But I am whatever one I go to, I'm going to ride my top gas bike.
Nice.
I don't right now with my shifting gremlins that I've had this year. I do not trust Old Faithful if I went to one of those. I don't want to lose one of those rounds over a shifting issue. I don't mind losing one of those rounds. Well, I ain't going to say that. If I was going to lose a round on that bike, it would be like, a series race or whatever, not the shot to go to be the man. You know what I mean?
Oh, so for sure.
So I'm going to slap a box on two-tone and run fast.
I can't go to DUR. I've done missed the opportunity of window. The last 2 weekends are both XDAs, so scratch that. Scratch it. Actually, no, the one weekend isn't in September. Yeah, I still can't do it.
Well, I tried to get you to come down when I was down there.
I know. I had it down on a couple, like 2 of the weekends. I just man, I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy. I'm doing too much.
Yeah.
You
ain't wrong.
Cool.
We got to do due diligence.
Due diligence. Shout out to our Patron drinkers, our Patreon subscribers, and our redhillracingpodcast.com subscribers. I almost kind of fumbled that one. We appreciate y'all. Keep it coming. We like the 62 cent we're getting on everyone. So yeah, appreciate that. And you guys and girls that are more than the 62 cent, $1 subscribers, we love y'all even more. Nah, we love all y'all. Appreciate the support. Who was I think I seen somebody today on Facebook. I'm gonna try and find it real quick. Yeah, Derek Duncan. He had posted, said he was trying to catch up on the podcast while he was working.
Yeah,
so
I seen that.
Derek, that was cool. It's always, I know I'm gonna speak for Dustin, but I know he feels the same. It's cool when we just see y'all like working and helping you get through the workday and stuff like that, just making the day better. So honestly, that's the only reason we're still doing this. I mean, we're not getting rich. We're just covering the costs, and that's cool.
Yeah, we can't even go out for ice cream, bro.
Hey, we're covering the costs.
Yeah.
Maybe down the road. I mean, here's the thing that we had to start somewhere. So we will. We have things.
All we're saying is, it's about the money we'd done left a long time ago. Is what we're saying.
For sure. So it's just cool to see people, like getting through the workday and so on and so forth. So appreciate all y'all. Of course, we also have some awesome sponsors. I want to shout them out as always. Worldwide Bearings, MPS Racing, Penske Racing Shocks. Do not forget, we will give away a Penske Racing shock this year towards the end of the year. Was it $89.75, right? Double adjustable.
Yes, sir.
About $1,000 shock, correct?
Yep. Well, it's $1,075 is retail.
Oh wow. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
So basically, to your door is $1,100 shock.
Yep. I think we got something a little bit special / different plan for that. Now we'll talk about that, not this episode, but when we get closer. Everybody who's subscribed will definitely be entered, but we'll probably have another way to enter. Continuing on, MTC Engineering, talk with Eric a little bit today. Appreciate them and their support. Platinum General Services, Ralphie and his whole team. Of course, we got the whole Schnitz Racing family. We got Kevin at Manchester Mines, who we might have on an episode real soon. Then we got Montgomery Motorsports, Dustin's Baby, Hard Times Parts and Service, Knight Marketing Group, Valid Energy Coil, Michael Schmalley. We'll talk more about him, but he won that first big giveaway and chose the energy coils. University of Wynn, and last but certainly not least, BMF Motorsports, Mr. Mike Burkhart, and all his good-looking carbon fiber stuff too. So,
now since you've accomplished the great sponsors that we have and some of our patrons, I have some insider news that nobody probably even knows about that I'm going to bring out right here on this podcast.
What is it? We got breaking news?
Well, we've known about it. We've known about it for a while.
We've known about it? I like that.
We've known about it. Yeah.
I like that. Let's go with noon. I've known about it too. I probably just forgot about it. You probably told Darnell and he didn't know about it no more.
No, you knew it. You knew about it. You've known about it with me.
Hold on. That's another T-shirt. We got to talk with Dee Dee. I want to make those shirts. Those will be fire. I'm surgical with that bitch, and we noon about it. That's t-shirt number 2, y'all. We're coming with this heat. Wait till wintertime comes and me and Dustin have some fucking time on our hands. Boy, y'all, boys and girls, y'all be ready. We're gonna have some fire shirts. All right.
But this news is in the grudge world. This is the grudge stuff. You know where I'm going.
Spill the news?
I done messaged. I got approval.
You got clearance and approval.
Well, I got approval by one. Just one of them. Here's the thing. It's going to come out tomorrow. It's going to happen. It's good. They're going to all be there tomorrow. It's cool.
I did noon about this.
Yeah, you did noon about it. And in the heavy hitter world, they're going to be an OG gangster out there. Yeah. OG. I'm talking one of the best trash talkingest. You know what's out there, and he's been on the show.
He's probably, I would say, and I've not been around it as long. There's really only one person that kind of comes to mind as far as trash talking that rivals this man. But go ahead and tell him who it is.
Man, that's Mr. 460, Boo Brown. He coming to the heavy hitter world on UTI this weekend.
Is going to be sitting on a Claycomb built grudge bike.
He been talking all this stuff, wanting to ride this bike for a while, and finally Spencer said, let's go. Get to 200. You're going to ride it.
Yep.
And we've watched Boo progressively lose like 10 or 15 pounds.
Yeah, like legit. In our group message.
We've seen it.
Basically our kind of like our DRR group messenger, sort of, in a way, that we've always kept alive. But yeah, like Boo's been giving us weekly updates, and all we get is a scale picture. He says, I'm coming for y'all boys.
Yeah. And I'm excited just to maybe somebody live and see Boo talking trash on the starting line or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be cool. I'm hoping it goes well, because what better, especially since Spencer does run all the XDAs, and if Boo does end up, riding it more, he's there. You know what I mean? So it would be perfect scenario in the situation,
Well, everybody ought to know that Boo's family to you and I. We love him. So
for sure.
Spencer. So, I mean, I'm super stoked. I want to go down so freaking bad.
Me too. I got to go race, though.
Down. Yeah. If I wasn't probably going to 2 race weekends in a row, the next 2 weekends, then I would definitely go down. Actually, Mr. 460 is coming to get my camper in the morning. So I will see him in the morning. But yeah, that is breaking badass news. Boo Brown on a Claycomb built grudge bike, heavy hitters, grudge nationals this weekend.
Hey, in a perfect world, them two being the finals together. You never know. I mean, it's racing. Anything can happen. We all know Spencer don't like getting outrun, so it might blow the tire off. It might willy, but he going to try. It's going to be a good time, I'm sure. I really, if I wasn't going to SDBA, and I don't travel to races to watch, but this is one that I'd probably go to, just because I know they're going to need help, and it would be a good time,
Spencer gonna be mad when he hears that we wouldn't travel for just him. But yeah.
I mean, I would, but it's just him. He don't need my help. You know what I mean? Versus if he's got 2 bikes going and it's just him tuning, and then they got to be turned around. I mean, they've got helpers. I know Mr. Scott at VIP.
MVP.
He gets it all. Yeah, the MVP. He gets it all done, but. There's sometimes it's nice just to have some random person that can maybe gauge a tire for you or whatever. I mean, I've helped them pull wheels and stuff off at XTA and change sprockets in mid-race. So when they're parked with us, they're not an 1/8 mile away from us or a 1/4 mile away. I'd go over and help when they needed it. But that's some breaking news that basically anybody listening to this is going to get to hear it first, pretty much.
Yeah, I think so. Wow, I totally forgot about that. I'm glad you sprung that on me. You didn't even tell me about that.
While you were talking about our due diligence, I was over here messaging our group chat, making sure it was cool. And even, Mr. 460 said, go ahead. It's no secret unless Spencer's hiding it from someone. And I was like, I'd be all right, because they're going to be at the track tomorrow anyway. So I'm going to let it go, So,
that's awesome.
Hey, we are kind of media here at the podcast.
Shit! No, I'm not claiming that.
Not really. I guess. Pool. No, wait. What are we? Are we journalists? Are we like racing? No, I don't know what we are.
We're ramblers. We're a hillbilly and a redneck. Yeah. That's what we is.
So sometimes we get scoops, and sometimes we got to share them. You know what I mean?
That is a scoop, though. I like it. It's funny. We was talking about that earlier. But we won't get in that. We'll save that for another episode. NHDRO, we had our buddy Brian Welch on last week for a really quick interview. We were glad to have
We
him
got to get
on.
him back too, by the way.
Yeah, I want to hear some big greasy stories. Is that what it is?
Yeah. We had Brian on the show. We need to get Big Greasy back out here. We got to get him back.
You know, I know it was short, and we definitely could have Brian on talking for a long time. He just had business obligations. He was actually down in Texas, I believe, for work, and that was on whatever Tuesday night or something. So he had to get back for a race he was putting on.
On the show, we talked about, you know, how Brian does things that's always family stuff or whatever. And sure enough, man, he had people on pit bikes racing and kids on stuff.
Oh, yeah, that was so cool.
Brandon Teasley shared on Facebook of that video of his kid leaving and like feathering the throttle when it wheelied. It was
that was epic.
It was a Teasley ride I've ever seen. Like, that was exactly what a Teasley would do. And it was just so cool, man, to see everybody having fun. Brian done what Brian does, man.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and his little wrist was feathering it. He backed off a smidge and got her down, and it was just cool to see. And Brian done what Brian does, and Nikki as well. And it looks like they had a great time. And after talking to him, really made me wish I was there. But I just, you know, I gotta breathe some too. So
yeah,
there's only one me, you know.
Yeah, hopefully they had a real good turnout. I don't know the numbers or anything. I mean, you know, I seen some photos and stuff. It looked like there was decent bike count, but hopefully y'all got out and supported Brian and Nikki and their whole team and staff. It
was 100%. They had a good time. I know that for sure, because I seen all the people commenting, posting, and sharing, and there was a lot of good times to be had. And we actually, me and you we're going to talk about some results, right, from that race, because actually, you know, Nikki had posted a little thing that basically says who won, who runner up, all that good stuff. So we have some stats of what happened.
Yeah. Luck. Oh shit! Sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. You probably didn't hear that. It's just loud in my head.
No, the first thing, you know, other than the actual race, is Brian mentioned in his the last podcast they had the call out with Kevin Adams and Jeremy England.
Yep, that was on Friday evening. They said they set it up. What was it? 8:20 p.m. 8:20 index, so top gas index, but it was
$820 a piece bet.
Yep. So it was a pot. Let me do quick math. 1640. Is that right? Sounds right.
Yeah.
And what it sounds like happened is that they were both entered in the top gas shootout, I think is what I'd seen as well.
Yeah, I think it was the top gas shootout final. But I think there might be a typo in the thing we see, because it shows that Jeremy Teasley runnered up, which would be an easy error. But I'm pretty sure it was Kevin Adams and Jeremy England racing. Yeah. And it was like a 2-for-1 battle for that shootout win and the call-out win, and Kevin won. I don't really know the details, but...
Because you're blocked on Facebook, right? So I think...
Yeah. The only... I don't know if anybody I know that I could see shared the ticket.
I did. I sent it to you.
Oh, you might have. Yeah,
I did. 100%. That's what I'm saying. You're blocked. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it back up.
I got it.
I text it to you?
Yeah, I got it. England was 025. Adams was 022.
Yep.
Adams went 822 with a Ford. England went 825 with a 2. Jeremy had 174 mile an hour, so he was a coming for sure.
And it said, Jeremy had said on his post that they ran for 23.90 or nothing. So I think it was, hold on, our showdown made it to the final of the shootout. Yep. So that's exactly what happened. So it coincided, a little typo there, but that's even cooler. So they were going to race for 1640. They ended up racing for basically 2400 end of the top gas shootout. Kevin Adams got Jeremy England. So like we said, that was just something cool that, you know, Kevin approached Brian, and because he's not on Facebook, and said, "Hey, let's do something fun and exciting." And Brian
that's a good little payday, man. The one race, $23.90, got it all. Dang, I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's cool.
2,400 to Mr. Kevin Adams. Also Friday. So the way NHDRO format is now, they have testing and shootouts on Friday. And then Saturday is a whole day of qualifying and racing. And then Sunday is a whole day of qualifying and racing. So basically it's 3 days of racing. Continuing on Friday, we talked about this guy as well. Actually, I think both of them, right?
Yeah, like Brian mentioned these two in our conversation. And they both and they both go to the finals in the no box. That is
Yep.
nuts.
So Tylen Beckelheimer and Marty White.
Yep. Talon won and Marty runnered up.
So that was good racers. Like Dustin said, they were talked about by Brian himself.
Yeah, I don't know if we recorded the part about Talon or is it just us BSing before we recorded?
No,
but
I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah.
Okay. Either way, I mentioned that, if he raced more often, man, you're talking about a straight gangster because he's already good.
Yeah.
He just races randomly,
And it never hurts to be around a good group of racers like the Teasleys.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And we'll be to them here shortly.
yeah, exactly. Box shootout Friday night. We had an OG, Mr. Tom Clemmy, multi-time NHRA World Champion, taking the win over Andy England.
Wow. I didn't even know that part. So, Big Andrew got out there with a fresh motor and went right to the final. Pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Nice. We already talked.
Yeah, he had lost a motor a while back.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that, seeing that now. We already talked about basically the 820 shootout at 820 in the top gas that kind of combined. Then we had the 50 plus shootout. This is cool. I actually got to witness this last year when I snuck down to this exact same race weekend, NHDRO, and I was there on a Friday night. It was cool, man. Like, Brian comes up with some awesome ideas that aren't really done, and so they've been having a 50 plus shootout, and that's literally what it sounds like.
That's cool because our local track has like a 50 or something plus shoot car races. Yeah. They do like the old guys. Yeah,
that's what they should call them. We need to tell Brian it needs to be called the old guys shootout or the geezer shootout. And I'll be honest, like, I guess because Crow doesn't look any different than when I first met him 12 or 15 years ago.
He looks like the same age as his kids.
I swear, like, I think I've caught Crow in aging wise. So anyways, I don't know, I guess I still would have thought Crow was not 50, but apparently Mr. Crow Teasley took that win over
on David Bershera's top gas bike on motor, which was cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I did not know that part. Who'd he beat?
Yet again, Marty White. 2 finals in one day, man. He might have been the bridesmaid twice, but that's still cool. You know what I mean?
He probably still had some money in his pocket. So
cool. For sure. Yeah.
That's cool. Saturday, day 1 of the full schedule of racing events. Our buddy Kevin Dennis sponsors the Street ET class, has, I think, forever, literally.
As long as I can remember. Yeah. If he didn't, I don't know who the other one was.
Always good to see Kevin. So in Saturday Street T had Mr. Butch England take the win over our buddy Eric Yost. That's cool. Yeah. I did not even see that until we're reading it out now.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Eric.
Yeah, shout out to Eric. He's in the university and put her in the finals, man. That's good. Yeah. That's awesome. I actually got to see a video from last year, Eric doing some dance moves. Heard he outdanced Brian Welch or something,
Snap.
Yeah, I mean, Eric, for a mailman, he got it going on in the dancing department. I've seen it. He looked pretty good out there. Man. Good job.
I've not seen that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and shout out MPS Saturday Pro ET.
Well, MPS, that's the king sponsor of Pro ET. I think they sponsor Pro ET at every series that's out there, and also a proud sponsor that we have, or we're proud to have them. Man, my big red, as I call him, David Bershera. He got the win over living legend Tom Clemmy.
That's a tough
I talked to Dave today, I think, or no, it was yesterday. He wanted to order some things after a weekend of racing. You realize you need some things. And I talked to him yesterday a little bit about it, and he seemed like he had a good time. Looked like he done pretty good. There's a win right there off the rip. And then they have the Dirty 30, sponsored by Advanced Sleeve. Jim Swanger. Mm-hmm. Wow, is that a father-son?
It is.
Jim and Hunter went to the finals together. Jim got the win. Number 1 qualifier was Roger Wilhelm.
Yep.
I think.
Dad took out the son on that one. I'm friends with Hunter on Facebook, and that was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, man. That stuff like that makes memories. You know what I mean? That's cool. Me and my old man went to the bracket finals once and got the finals together in like I don't remember if they call it like an early bird race or a gamblers or whatever. And I was 003 red, but
trying to cut him down at the tree.
I was trying to take him out, but it was a good time. We actually had a little staging stutter duel and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Heard about that one for sure.
Yeah. And then
quick comp.
Guess what? We didn't mention this name the last name.
Page Racing. Dave Page sponsors this class. Quick comp. It's a combination class. I think kind of took over 2 classes from last year.
Yeah, so quick street and super comp mixed to 880.
Yeah, so they took an 870 class, 890, and just made it 880. Pretty cool. Reminds me of old Crazy Eights day. But yep, you said it, Mr. JT the GOAT. Jeremy Teasley actually beats Jim Swanger. So Jim, heck of a day.
2 finals. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Win and runner up. Rylan Rowe was number 1 qualifier.
We ain't done with the rows yet either.
No, definitely not. Moving on to Schnitz Racing. You said MPS is a Pro ET sponsor. I think Schnitz sponsors every top gas class.
Yep, you're right. And we're proud to have them sponsoring us here on the podcast.
Yep. Schnitz Racing Top Gas, you had Rashad Rowe taking the win over Tom Clemmy. A lot of repeat names in here. And then he was also the number 1 qualifier. So he ran the tables, Rashad did. That's pretty cool.
Hey, them Rowe boys are good old boys. I like them a lot. They up there in Kentucky area. I'll probably see them this weekend.
Yeah, man. Every time I seen them, it was like they knew me from way back when. Always super nice and always wanting to chat up. So yeah, miss seeing everybody at NHDRO. Road course shootout. Yeah. There's nothing to be said here except for Brandon Teasley and Jeremy Teasley.
Keep it in the family. Stuck them in the finals together.
It says in parentheses both winners. I'm not sure what that means.
Well, I love Brandon. Brandon's my little buddy. He's the heavier of all the Teasleys. It's why I relate to him more. It'd be hard to beat little brother. I don't know what happened. They just didn't even run the final. I have no idea.
That might make sense. I don't know. I know you did. By the way, so they were thrashing to put Brandon's bike together for this weekend. That was some of the scariest shit I ever seen. I know y'all probably seen it, but if you haven't, just jump on Facebook and search Brandon Teasley or Jeremy Teasley, because you're gonna see a video where my little buddy Jeremy JT, he about lost some limbs or some shit. Or
Jesus took the wheel, guys. Like the chain come off and like the explosion, and Jeremy didn't. I don't even think it didn't look like nothing hit him at all. Somehow sitting on the bike on the dyno.
Like it looked like something hit Brandon or whoever the hell was filming. Like it almost looked like it almost looked, it's not Photoshop, but it almost looked edited, like the scene. Like
I would like to see a slow-mo of that. You know what I mean?
Because that slow it up, like
that thing happened so fast, like it was boom, and it was over. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was nuts. But yeah, I mean, they thrashed on his bike, and I'm assuming that's the bike he raced in that, or maybe it's not. But either way,
it might not have been, but it was there. I know it was there.
Yeah,
I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that video will probably shared more than anything last week than anything we've seen. I'm sure, because I've seen it all over. And when I first seen it, I probably watched it a half dozen times. Like, holy crap! Like,
yeah,
I at the shop when we used to dyno bikes when at Dave's. You'd never see Dustin stand behind one of them ever. And if I was in there in the dyno, I really didn't even like being beside it, but I felt like beside the clutch is the safest place you could be versus in front. You know what I mean?
100%.
So the clutch cover was my little area. If I was in there, I'd stand there and feel like I was the safest place.
I'd be wearing a damn helmet anymore now that I'm older. Like back when I was younger, I didn't care and did dumb shit. And I have a lot of dyno time, by the way, under my ass.
Yeah.
I mean,
back in the day, Cecil was doing like a 300 tire kit bike or something, and it broke its back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, now I will say this: most of the stuff I dynoed was stock motor stuff. So generally speaking, less likely to have catastrophic failure. But still, I have like hundreds of hours, probably over 1,000. Anyways, there was some scary shit. Check it out.
Yeah.
Also, and I'm not 100% sure on this, so don't quote me, but I did see one comment and was like, "Oh, it destroyed the carbon fiber chain guard or something." It's like, I don't think it did. Like, honestly, I slowed it up in the video, and it's still on in the pictures from this past weekend. So, just want to crush that. Like, trust me, like that a chain coming off is going to tear up a bunch of stuff, but it did not destroy that, from what I can tell.
Well, realistically, even a chain guard's designed to deflect the chain. So if it explodes when it hits it, it's okay. It's doing its job. It's nothing you put there should survive unscathed. It's going to get messed up. But even if it didn't destroy it, it's going to have some kind of something. It's going to have a war mark on it. But it's a disposable part. It's a safety part. It's made to keep it from whacking you in the thigh or the hip or the leg or the back or the head or whatever. And man, it did everything on that. Did what it's supposed to do, because Jeremy was like, he kind of like at the very end, he like turned around like, what? And that, if something hit him, he would have come off that baby quick. You know what I mean?
I'll put it like this too, and I'll try and clarify, because I don't like to misspeak. So I'll message Brandon and try and follow up with everybody next week. But the point of the matter is, here's the main thing: they had a chain guard on it. And
man, if it didn't, it would have been bad.
Deflected and slowed things up. But I'll clarify with Brandon. But I'm pretty sure, like, I'm looking at a picture from after that happened and chain guards on it, because it's like a custom painted chain guard. That's why I'm pretty sure it's the same one. So
yeah.
Anyways,
and as Chris Moore would say, Sunday.
Yep, we're moving on to Sunday. No, I liked it.
I watch his YouTube videos. Everybody can hate on me if they want. I like YouTube. I watch a lot of them. The only ones I don't watch is the dyno ones. Dyno ones are boring to me because I've done that.
Right. Yeah. Same thing. Same here. I don't watch those, but I like some of those. I mean, here's the thing, and not to get too far sidetracked, but it's good for motorcycle racing. I know they do a lot of street racing now, but I mean, it's good to bring attention to our sport. So
Easy always said all publicity was good publicity.
That's right.
So.
Damn right.
And I'm an Easy fan.
I love old school stuff, man. I've been listening to a lot of Tupac.
Oh, ain't nothing like gangster rap, man. Oh, it's the best. I was keeping on them guys back in the day.
Dude, I'm on my old man rant for sure. Y'all kids be listening to some trash lately. I mean, it's just straight trash.
Like the movie Straight Outta Compton is me. Like I would listen to. I watch that movie every time I see it on. Like
I'm telling you, I've been listening to Tupac at the gym.
That's good stuff.
3 weeks.
I don't go to the gym. I need to. I don't. I've actually not even been on the treadmill in a while. I need to get back on that.
Oh man, all right. I'm gonna stay on track, because I was getting ready to go off track real.
Hey man, we're all right. We doing what we do.
Well, all right then. I will say this: I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I have gotten to a decent gym routine lately. I put on a pair of jeans today, and it's been really hot as shit lately, so I haven't worn jeans in literally probably a month or two, maybe longer. Dude, I had to tighten the belt up a notch that's never been used. So, this belt I have. So I've lost some weight.
Yeah. I have not lost any weight.
Yeah, I can text you every time I go to the gym. I can encourage you. I can't take you and hold your hand, but I can text you.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting after my blood pressure thing. I was
treadmill, son,
every day. Now in my defense,
you're biking too.
Yeah, well, I have done that a couple times now. In my defense, the past, let's see, today and then the day before yesterday, I was at the end of the driveway shoveling washed down gravel because these storms that we've been getting. And that was probably more of a workout than walking on a treadmill, if you want my honest opinion. Old boy had to keep standing up going, oh, my back's roaching, out of breath a little bit. And I have a tractor, and it wouldn't scoop it because like in like a crevice. You know what I mean? It couldn't get it. So I'm like, shit, I'm going to do this the old school way.
Ain't nothing like a shovel in your hand, boy.
Yeah. I done that today, and then I broomed it, all the asphalt, because we got like 60 foot of asphalt when you first come up. Yeah. I broomed all the little rocks off, and then it come a monsoon yesterday and just done it all over again. I'm like, shit. So I done that this evening.
Yeah. Let's go reverse order for Sunday. We're going to start with Schnitz Racing Top Gas.
That's familiar, two names.
Yep. We had Kevin Adams, who won the big shootout on Friday night, taking the win over Mr. Dave Page.
He's 2 for 3 in Top Gas.
And it looks like, so the Top Gas winners this weekend, they ran the table. They qualified number 1 and won the event. Both days. So shout out to them. Congratulations. Another name back again. Page Racing Quick Comp. Jeremy Teasley owned it this weekend. Took both wins, this time over Ryland Rowe. And number 1 qualifier was the OG Tom Clemmy.
Yeah.
You want to shout out Dirty 30?
Oh yeah. Advanced Sleeve Dirty 30. Mark Parmenter. I know Mark. Mark's raced NHRO probably damn near like as long as I have. I think I remember him years ago even racing, and he won over Kevin Adams. Rashad Rowe was number 1 qualifier, and then MPS Pro ET. Wow, confused me there for a second because it said Saturday, but we're talking about Sunday. MPS Pro ET. Man, Tom Clemmy, got it done over Big Red David Brashera. But,
So
they went to
places?
Yeah, they swapped places. Yes,
That's
they
crazy.
both went. That is nuts. Basically, they both went to the final and they took turns on who won. And this one here, kind of cool for us. Dennis Insurance, Kevin Dennis, Street ET, Michael Small. He won over Rashad Rowe. The Rowe boys is just wreaking havoc. It looks like between that and the Teasleys, and there's a bunch of Englands in there. Andrew and Butch, they done good. Jeremy got in the finals of the other shootout. But Michael is a University of Wynn
and a new joiner.
Student.
Yeah, he just joined about a month ago.
So we've been actively talking to him quite a bit. Like, we talked to him when he was at the track. We talked to him before he went to the track, and he was keeping us in the loop. And he had a hot rod this weekend, and he actually had privately messaged me and Ben, and everything that he was doing was, in my mind, correct. He had his head straight. Everything he was doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, and so like Dustin said, Michael, he joined the school about a month ago. I mean, he's been racing for a while. He's a good racer.
He's been a good friend of mine for years. Yeah.
Yeah. But he joined the school. He thought he could learn some stuff from it, I guess, and he wanted to see what he could learn. And like Dustin said, you got to be proactive. You got to put in a little work. But he was on our Zoom call last week before the race, going over some things. He actually just kind of diagnosed and fixed some problems with his bike, or he was hoping he had. So it seemed like he did. And then, as Dustin mentioned, he was posting our group, I think in the group too, like some tickets from qualifying and testing. And I mean, he had a hot rod. He was printing numbers, just printing them.
His motorcycle better than mine, I think.
Dude, it was killer. But anyways, we just wanted to kind of praise him and shout Michael out, because he sent us, and we're not going to get into all of us, but he sent me and Dustin a private message. And we're not going to get into all of it because I didn't clear it with him first, but basically he was giving us some great praise. And that's why we do the school, is so
this is the reward for us.
Yeah.
It's when we get, and we seem to have this after every weekend, there's people that's in the school that's doing good or having success, and they thank us. And that is, Lord, better than any of it for us. Like, that is what we do this for, is to create winners and help potentially create champions and keep it going. Like, and to be honest, sometimes, I'm going to do this real quick. When we get to talking to these guys and, tell them what we think about stuff, it helps me and you as well, because we're sharpening ourselves up and remembering things that, we may have forgot or just don't actively do or whatever. But on that note, if you guys are wanting to know more, you're going to have to join it up. That's all we can give you.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, I'm very open with everybody. Like, I pay to be part of a car school every month, and it's like $100 or $120 a month. And I'll be honest, I'm not very active on it because I'm running the bike.
We're actively doing the same thing. Yeah.
But as Dustin said, it's definitely refreshed and brought stuff. I still learn from it, and that's the thing. Even if you know most everything, you'll still learn some stuff. And
realistically, it pushed you this year to try new things that you haven't done. So,
I do agree with that. That was what I was going to say next.
Yeah.
Dustin's 100% right. Like, it's made me get outside of a comfort zone, because I feel like I owe it to the school members to, at least, if nothing
practice
else,
what you preach.
Yeah, I got as hard as it is to do to get outside of your comfort zone. I've had to practice what I'm preaching, and honestly, it's definitely paid off. I mean,
I'm not doing what you. I'm not doing it. If y'all want to know what it is, you got to join the school. But I'm not doing it. You got more balls than I got.
Well, hey,
I do it, but I do it a different way. I can't really say. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things like, for instance, last XDA race, I literally told the class or the school people, hey, I got XYZ going on with this bike, so I'm going to do XYZ and race it like that. And I did that, and it was a bold move for sure, right? Like
Bold
definitely
move,
a bold
Cotton.
move. Yep. I knew you were gonna say that. That's why I picked up. It was definitely a bold move. And you know what? I won Pro ET at like 1 a.m. and it was not a strategy that a lot of people would do.
No,
And if you're even
especially
wondering,
quarter mile racing, would never,
and,
never. You know what I mean? Just
but
not.
if you're wondering, like I said, strategy, that's because there's multiple strategies. If you think there's one way to win a race, I'm sorry, you're wrong. You don't know. I mean, whatever it is. Anyways, not to get off.
And if you think you know it all, you don't. Trust me.
No, 100%. But yeah, back to Michael. Shout out to him. We're not taking credit. He had a hell of a bike. He did a lot of work to get his bike ready because he was having issues beforehand. But it was just really cool. You know, he took the time, and we'll try and share more of it. We just want to clear it with him first. But he sent us a nice long message just privately to me and Dustin. You know, and he just pointed out a few of the things that he picked up from the school specifically. And then none of them were like groundbreaking, but when you combine 2 or 3 things that are helpful, I mean, that's what I tell everybody. It's all about winning one extra round in a race day. Because just think of it, like there's always that one round that you really got to have a lucky round, and you got to like win a round that you probably normally wouldn't, and that's what he did. So,
yeah, I mean, everybody knows that I've been getting donkey stomped in the gamblers for the past 2 years, not getting by a second or third round. And to be honest, the school made me just do something different, and it worked. And the last time I was in the gamblers, I went to the semis. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at it. It pushed me to try something that I wouldn't know. I mean, it was still hard for me to do.
I know,
you know, but I did it, and man, it worked. You know, and so I'm going to do the same thing the next race. You know, I mean, that's my new thing to try for a while, and then when that don't work, I'll try something. Sometimes change. You know, forcing yourself outside of your box. I can't really say no more, but that's what pushes it. You know,
there's your free tip for the day from the school, and that is true. I mean, sometimes you just got to change things up, and that's what anything. You know, change isn't always bad. So,
I mean, I'm not going to go to a fuel tech or anything, but you know.
Man, you slipped that one in there. All right. Well, like we said, we wanted to spend some more time talking NHDRO. Shout out all the winners. We dearly missed our NHDRO family, and Dustin and I hope to get back there sometime soon. But yeah, what's else going on? You got
this weekend we got the rally at the Valley in Ohio Valley for SDBA.
And shout out to Sonny. He almost tricked me into coming. Almost.
Yeah, he was still disappointed that you wasn't coming. And I said, "Look, Sonny," I said, "Ben sucks on Pro Tree." I said, also Ben's going to 2 races in a row after this weekend, so Ben's busy. Leave Ben alone.
Yeah, I mean, so I tell him about it. What is it? What is it called? Like the Top Gun, Top Gas
shootout. It's what we're having, and it's going to be a good time. I actually have the list pulled up of everybody that's going to be in it.
Oh, you got a list? Is it more than 16?
I've got.
Didn't y'all open it up?
No. Well, they opened it up, right? So we have a bunch of non-entered people that's coming that I know is going to run it. So this list is not 100% everybody that's going to be in it, but there is 12 on the list. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have over 16, which is surprising. I'm surprised it didn't fill up more than it did or explode and overflow. The only thing I could think of is people's maybe at different races, or they got other plans, or the $300 entry fee scared them. I don't know, but it's a high roller top gas race shootout. It's got myself, David Young, Wes Brown, Mendez Thompson Jr., Tareen Haley, Jeremy England, Tony Harris, Cody Spires, Evan Stevens, Rashad Rowe, Amory G, and Sonny Vick is what's on the list now. I'm pretty sure the Wagners are coming. I'm pretty sure that a few others from that area is coming. We'll see, but I'm pretty sure they're coming. And there also is a no box and a box shootout. In no box, we got Randy Parker, Corey Lee, Marcus Moore, John Markham, Fitzy Bowman, Hardy Beatty, Sonny Vick, Grady Powell, Jonah Allen, Mike Thompson, Wes Brown, Mike Henson, Jeremy England, Terry Hoke, Jordan Wise, and Rylan Rowe. If you didn't notice, my name was not in this. And the reason being is Mr. Vick has not allowed us to run 3 shootouts now. he has took us away from running 3 shootouts. We can only run 2, which I don't like it. It's bull crap. Let me kill myself my way. You don't have to help me live longer, because in the summer it is brutal trying to make all 3 of them. But I am. They're never waiting on me. It's always John Markham. Let's be real. We waiting on John.
Waiting on Spooky.
Yeah, and the box.
When you're racing Spooky, though, you know that you got plenty of time to get back.
Yeah. You don't have to. If you got Spooky the next round, you can probably go make you a sandwich, and you'll still be on time. You might still be waiting on John. In the box shootout, Jonathan Millam, Corey Lee, John Markham, Jeffrey Watkins, Marshall Hutchins Jr., myself, Dustin Lee, David Young, Jonah Allen, Dalton Markham, Mike Hansen, Joe Deck, Terry Hoke, Jimmy Moontain. Now, Jimmy is riding Ronnie Woodall Jr.'s bike, which is cool.
That's badass.
Prayers for Ronnie Woodall Jr. because he's, going through some cancer stuff, and he's through Jimmy on his bike. Jordan Weiss, Bailey Miles, Ricky Scott Jr. is the rest of them. Now, if y'all noticed, the bottom bulb good racer that I am, I picked top bulb. And I'm kind of slightly, maybe kind of sort of regretting it a little bit. But the only reason I did do it is because everything I'm racing in the shootouts is instant. Like I'm off the top bulb or you leave on a pro tree. There's no waiting on the third, all this garbage.
Oh, that's smart. I like that.
Yeah, the only thing I'm concerned about is my bike not shifting and cost me a race. But, it is what it is. And as well, we have... Bro, it shifted weird one pass at Knoxville, so it's still lingering around for some reason. And everything was on. I give it a little bit more kill time, and it shifted fine thereafter. So we'll see. Anyway, normal SDBA. We got Pro ET. This is like also Friday night. We have testing. And then there's shootouts like in between the, testing, or the testing's in between the shootouts, however you want to say it. And then Saturday is the racing. And there's MPS Pro ET, Watergraphic Junior Dragster, Hard Times Parts and Service, Street ET, BB Racing, Ultra Sportsman, Snitch Racing, Top Gas, Dave's Auto Body V Twin, MTC, Super Comp, 57 Motorsports, True Street ET, which is new. It is Street ET rules, but all OEM clutch. That's the rule. So it's a new deal. I kindly mentioned it because they had a stock clutch Street ET shootout at Etheridge. I mentioned to Sonny, I'm like, you could make that a class, but just don't make it to where the payouts is the same as Street ET. That way, the good racers will still shoot for street and not that. So, and he also has the Proving Grounds, which is free. It's for new racers. You have to be like, people watch to see if you're actually really good or you're just new. It's free to race. You get a trophy if you win. That's pretty cool. And that's sponsored by Snitch Racing. The Proving Grounds is.
Right. And,
but the True Street ET is new. This is the first race. It's an active class, and they changed the run order up a little bit with it. So should be a good time. If you're in that area, I'll be there. I'll have parts if you need them. Ohio Valley is a good track. We've all been there. Well, me and you've been there. Several of us have been there. I think that's about it about the race. I think I've touched all the bases really quickly, actually. I'm trying to think. I'm not 100% sure that Mantez Thompson Jr. will be there because he rides a grudge bike. And I feel like he might be at Miss V's this weekend. We'll see.
Oh, no.
Either way, it's interesting. We'll see. But he is a points leader. He passed me the last race. So yeah, his pops kicked my butt in the your old boy here just let out too soon and didn't get there. And his pops wore me out in the semis, and then him and his dad raced in the finals at the last race. So there is a waiting list for Sonny's shootouts for the box and no box. He does not do competition singles. If someone breaks or don't show up or whatever, he has people on a waiting list to fill that spot. That way it goes even all the way through. No buy runs, 16 bikes down. If Top Gas is the only one that'll be potential because he opened it up to unlimited, and for some reason, I think that might have made it where people don't enter, because they're just like, well, I'll just enter when I get there. So we'll see. But I'm excited for it. I think this race was supposed to be in Huntsville, and then Huntsville kind of got held up some stuff. So they moved. No, actually, this race wasn't based at Huntsville. Last year, the Top Gas Shootout was at Huntsville, and I actually won it. That was pretty cool. Maybe I runnered up. I can't remember. I went to the finals. But it should be a good weekend. Me and you, we battled there in Pro ET in the final once at Ohio Valley at NHDRO.
Go ahead and tell them you're handicapped.
Yeah, you cheated. You had delay box and all that wizard stuff, wheelie bars. I just want to sound like everybody else that thinks delay boxes are some kind of wizard thing.
Yeah, I had a delay box. I had sissy sticks, and you were on a street bike with a hand slider, probably.
Yeah,
slider.
Yeah.
Probably not a hand clutch.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't that long ago. You were using a hand slider then.
No, but I want to say it was a really good race. I think I still done pretty good for what I was doing. I want to say you double owed me and I was 0-1 or something. I can't remember.
It was either 00 to 01 or 01 to 02. It was
that sounds right.
Like I think it was like 012 to like a 20 or some shit. It was tight.
And you can't be giving Ben Knight, a 100th of a second on a tree at 8th mile race. It's not going to work. It's not a good idea. You can't do that.
That was when I had the bar bike that Marion
that thing was deadly to the 8th mile. Like it would run the same thing all day.
Oh man, it had a big tire on it. I don't even remember why I sold it, to be honest. I just didn't really like it, I guess. I don't know. Just
a lot of work.
Yeah, but it didn't have a slider in it or nothing.
No, but it was just maybe you just wanted money. Oh, I think didn't you sell it and take some of that money and then do the side-by-side thing?
Yeah, I think I just decided to quit drag racing. That's right. That's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. That's the only reason
you sold everything that wasn't sentimental.
Yeah.
It was on the chopping block. It's kind of like my G8. My G8 could be sold anytime if I get pissed off, but the rest of the stuff I own just ain't for sale.
Yeah, I was trying to remember why the hell I sold that, but that does make sense. You're right. I sold that to fund my side-by-side racing habit, which is a very expensive.
Yeah, very. That thing took the money just to get the unit to start that deal.
No. Let me tell y'all a racing trick that nobody should ever do. I financed 2 brand new side-by-sides, put them on credit. Stupid. Yeah. I used the money from the bar bike to do the upgrades and then a lot more, like basically like 3 times that much. I mean, I think I had like 50 grand in that one side-by-side. It was a bad mofo though, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the RS1 was a unit. Like
That's what I'm saying. It was badass, bro.
The other one potentially never really become anything, didn't it? Didn't it? Like,
so I bought a turbo.
You took a brand new freaking Razor apart.
Brand new turbo Polaris Razor. Like, I don't know. I think it was 2018. Bought it from Darren and Tiffany down at
Turbo XP.
Motorsports.
Yeah.
I went the very next weekend with Tiffany. That was one of our first dates. We went back down, or no, we might have picked it up and went straight there, but we went and rode Windrock, I think, with Darren and Tiffany. Had a hell of a good time. Proceeded.
She still likes it. Tiffany still likes riding,
and she's still mad because we don't have a side by side.
You had to.
Proceeded to come home. Took that brand new side by side 100% apart, and I'm talking like frame was bare. Engine and transmission was somewhere else. Like it was sent the frame to my buddy, and then right around, or I don't think I sent the frame. I was getting ready to deliver it to him, and that the Polaris came out with the RS1, the single seat. And at the time they had just came out with it. Like literally it was hard to even find the units in the racing series we were targeting. Quickly said, yeah, these are legal to race. And we both looked at each other and said, oh shit. So I had like a $20,000 side-by-side, brand new. I'm talking like whatever, 1 weekend of trail riding easy on it, right? Torn into a million pieces, just boxes and bags of parts. And I went out and financed another one and bought a $15,000 RS1.
So I am a RS1 fan. I know we're talking about side-by-sides, but whatever.
Hey, we can talk about whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, on a YouTube channel that I watch is called Side by Side Blog, and they have a RS1 that has a Turbo XP motor in it, and it is nasty. And I always thought that would be the ultimate, like, Tamara and Harper can ride in the 2-seater that we have, and then I can have this nasty single seat. Like I've always thought that would be a good time. But
Dude, those things
anyway,
are sick. Yeah, that thing was built out for sure. Man, well, thanks for reminding me. I forgot why I sold that. Anyways, a little sidetrack, but
I used to watch you live on the footage or something. Somebody went live when you was racing, or there was actually like a live feed of the race, and I would go watch you. One time you
yeah.
knocked the front wheel plumb off of it.
Oh, 100%.
He took you out like a little
So
rollback contraption or some shit.
my buddy that I basically teamed up with at the time, and he built the machine for me, built like the chassis and everything, Travis. Long story short, I ran the GNCC, the Wood Series with it for like I think 3 races to try and get used to it. Never finished one race. I had no patience, just railed trees left and right, just ripped shit off.
Sound like Darnell was driving.
Yeah. Darnell probably would have been more careful, dude. I was just balls to the wall, just drilling shit. Woods was not for me. But we started we went to the what they called short course racing, and it's where like all the trophy trucks race, kind of like Crandon, Wisconsin, Michigan, all that type of deal. So if you're not familiar with it, basically it's like a supersized motocross track, but not as like big a jumps or anything. Anyways, it's badass. So Travis raced that for 2 or 3 until I was ready to. And then I raced it one time at like it was that big. It was like the 50th anniversary, I think, of Crandon or something. It's like the biggest field they ever had. Travis actually was in a Yamaha that weekend. He was racing and he did not qualify for the class we were in. And I was the last qualifier in at like 32. I think like 55, tried to qualify, ran all the way from dead ass last up to 10th place, I think, and flipped it on the final turn, on the final lap. Had a Ricky Bobby moment. It landed like, I'm talking like flipped this thing like over and over, landed on the wheels somehow. It blew the whole front left side out. And I was like as I'm staring at the finish line right side up after all this just happened, was like, oh shit. And I hit the gas and it motored through the finish line. I got 10th place and I had to be towed off the track. Crowd went nuts. I'm telling y'all, like, I love motorcycle drag racing, but that was literally probably the coolest
Here's the
I've ever
thing.
had. Like,
here's
I got
the thing that's cool about it.
Of like 30,000 people. It was broadcast, I think, on Lucas Oil TV and everything.
I remember watching it, and the cool thing about that was for you as a driver is it's not 9 seconds of racing. It is minutes of race. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you get some time to enjoy the racing part, you know?
Yeah. And you're also beating and banging with people.
Yeah, I would love to drive my razors just on a track. Cause like I go trail riding, right? Which is fun, but you just cruise through the trails. You don't go wide open through these trails like Windrock, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what you're doing is it's a groomed built track to send it. You know what I mean?
Oh man, we were saying it too. Like in case y'all didn't realize, like these things can get pretty fast. Like so the class I was running at the time, I know we're getting real tangent, but whatever, y'all can deal with it. You might like it. I was running what they called pro stock side by side. So it was like any naturally aspirated side by side that was available. Machine. Yeah, factory. You could not touch the engine. It had to be a stock motor, but like everything else went. So I pulled some tricks out of my sleeve. And man, that thing was badass. So at the time, I think there was only one other RS1 I think competing, and but side note, he was a engineer at Polaris, so he probably had more tricks than me. But he wasn't too far in front of me, I don't think. Anyways, yeah, those things roll, dude. They would roll like on the back stretch of Crandon, like we were running like 90, 95 miles an hour. So yeah. We're hauling ass, dude.
Yeah, a little different. If you guys ain't realized yet, Ben has done a lot of things for a younger fella.
Racing, man. I just love racing.
He's been around. He's been around the block. You know, I don't want to call him a hoochie mama, but he's been around the block a few times.
I will race anything. Y'all let me know what you got me to race. I would love to race some more car stuff. Where Dad and I got to get the cars right. I'm gonna do some more car racing here soon.
Oh, I did not get to tell you this. You know Ben Burkhead, right?
Oh yeah.
Ben.
Mm-hmm.
He bought his wife a dragster, and it's got like a fresh motor, whatever, and runs like 490s. It's faster than he is. He said his just runs 50s or something. But he said anytime I wanted to come to Virginia, it's got a big cage. I could drive that thing. I'm like, bro, like if they ever have another they ever have a big money race that bikes are allowed, I could bring my bike and then double enter and drive your car and race my bike. That'd be pretty cool. That way I got something that I know what I'm doing and then something I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, unfortunately,
but I also thought of you as like, man, Ben would definitely jump in that dragster.
I'm about to shimmy up on Mr. Ben's good side next time I see him. Is he completely out of bike racing though?
No. He still does the bike stuff.
Okay,
actually, he didn't come to Maryland because they had a big race or something, or points race or something at BMP, which is his local track. He went and done that, and he went. I think he went to like the semis or something. Man, like he done good, like really good. Okay. And when he lost, he knew why he lost. He made a mistake, But it's something like I've always been interested for the car stuff, just because there's racing everywhere every weekend. That you could go do that's close to home. Yeah, but also can't afford them. But he did tell me what he'd get for this dragster, and I promise you that I would buy one at that price. Like, he got a really good deal,
dude. You can find some smoking deals on
and it was
drag
like
cars and dragsters now.
I can't remember what brand of chassis it was, but when he said it,
Race Tech, Miller.
I think it was Undercover.
S&W, I
think it was Undercover. It was a big name, and he got a really good deal. TNT. I'm like, bro. Yeah, I'm not going to say the price because he might say, Ben, he's a hustler. He might buy, sell, whatever. But I mean, he got a deal in it, and
I found a hell of a deal. Like, this is, I think, last year sometime, like turnkey $22K for I think it was like a 08 undercover or something.
That sounds expensive.
I mean, dude, yeah, right. I'm looking at expensive. It's all right behind me over my shoulder. There's 4 of them, and a 5th one in a million pieces. You got the same deal right outside in your garage.
Yeah, but the thing about 2 of my girls is they've most likely paid for themselves. Realistically, they have. Now I do maintenance or whatever, but to me, they have cleared their cost.
Oh yeah, I mean? For sure.
Like they've done it.
We're just talking, but one day I'm going to drive a dragster. Actually, my buddy Brandon Bachmeyer, he said I can drive his anytime. We just got to change the pedals because, Brandon's like 6'5".
Yeah, I know Ben, Ben's short like me. So and he said it had the wide cage. I'm like, man, fat man be fitting in that thing. I don't know nothing about cars. You'd have to show me everything, maybe more than once, so I remember, but I try.
Hey, Ben, if you're listening, let me know the rental rate. I want to drive that thing one time. It wouldn't be many adjustments if since we're similar height.
I believe you could just jump right in that dude, man, to be honest.
Just drive it and see how I like it once or twice, and then I really want to get.
Then we'd lose Ben again in the motorcycle world, guys.
And the other thing I really want, though, is I want a slow-ass foot brake vehicle. I'm talking like dead slow.
I've always thought that it'd be cool to have not a hatchback, but like the notchback Mustang or a S10 that run like 790.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, I want a 7-second like slow-ass truck or something wild.
I'll tell you someone else that would probably throw you for sure in the driver's seat of his dragster is Tom Grooms.
Oh, I forgot about my boy Tom.
And he just now got a motor done in it. He was telling me the other day he's getting this big motor done, so it's probably going to be
a different motor in it.
Yeah, and it come from Virginia originally. Yeah, he's Tom. Tom likes things Tom's way, and he is already getting. He told me I can't. To be honest, I could probably look it up in our messenger real quick. I've done started the deal now, so I got to finish it. So he said. He talked to me like when I was driving home from the racetrack Saturday, which was late as shit, by the way. But he said that, he's talking about motorcycles again. Tom, I love him. He's such a good guy. Hell, I don't know. He said something about a motor, but we talk a lot, guys, so it's deep in the archives. I'll keep scrolling and might see it shortly. But either way, I promise that you could probably jump right in that hot rod, and he's probably about your size, to be honest. So if he fits, you would fit. Here's something else. Like if I was ever going to drive Ben's stuff, I don't even have a fire suit. So I have to go on of course I'm a Holly dealer, so I can get, some stuff, Simpson stuff or whatever. But I've never, last time I wore a driving suit was when I was in junior dragsters. It's been a long time.
Well, the good thing about driving suits are they aren't nearly as expensive as
Well, you
leathers.
know me, I'd buy a cheaper one probably just because I ain't gonna wear it that much.
Oh
But
no, no, that's what I'm saying. Like they're just not like nearly as expensive as leather, so you could get one. Look, I just pulled it up, $120 on Jigs.
yeah. And I mean, I think Holly owns Race Quip, so you could go with that style too or something. You know what I mean?
Yep, that
So
was Race Quip. Yep, Race Quip.
yeah.
Quip single layer driving suit, 3.2A1 certified. Yep, 120. Yeah, that's not
I
bad.
also have something else that's pretty cool. Like, I guess I don't know, it's probably not going to be cool. It's probably going to be stressful as shit. But me and Harper me and Harper went to the racetrack, just me and her Saturday because Tamara had to work. It was her Saturday to work. And we're just riding around the scooter. I think he had to go to the bathroom or something. So we're riding around the scooter and I'm telling her about a junior dragster. Like, do you want one of those? She's like, they're just loud. I said, we don't have a helmet on. She goes, well, if you want, I'll drive one to make you proud. Like, all right. So
Oh man.
she may or may not end up getting a junior dragster. And also she's worried about the loudness. Like, I'll tell you right now, she's going to have a pull start stock Briggs to start out with, or whatever the hell everybody uses. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't going to be fast anyway.
That's adorable.
So
She's gotta want to do it though. You
she does. She sees all these kids and it's interesting, but then they fire them up and she plugs her ears because they're so loud. Because
loud.
my kid, bless her heart,
Hate 'em.
when she gets ice out of the ice maker and the refrigerator, she covers her ears up. So, like, loud noises wreck her. You know what I mean? Every time. But she's starting to get interested, and I think it's because we're around them more. You know what I mean? Like the local track, we're around junior dragsters a lot more than we usually are. The only other time is SDBA.
Yeah.
So,
well, you just have to see how that plays out.
All Tom told me was he's got a big NA engine going together now for his dragster. So, nice. I don't know. There wasn't no specs.
I'm sure it'll be badass. Everything Tom does is badass.
Yeah. And actually, Tom's bike, the Red Rocket, he sold it, and I'm pretty sure we'll see that thing at XDA. Most likely.
Sweet. Nice.
Yeah, Jason Smith bought it. He actually messaged me and just asked questions before he went and got it. And I said, bro, if you're looking to get back into racing, this is the bike to do. And he actually posted a video making a pass on it. Sound pretty good. I said, hey, man, I seen him. I think I commented and said, you need to add some gear to that thing because he's a little bigger than Tom is. But other than that, he's good to go. Like, so we'll see it. It'll be at the track, I'm sure.
Nice. What else we got? Is that about it? Oh,
man,
you know what?
I think
I did want to. We done got off topic tonight a lot, and it's good because I wanted to shout something out, and I know you're gonna laugh. Just so y'all know, I've never really been very big into like professional sports. Like I'll sit down with my friends if anybody's trying to watch a good game, especially college stuff. I definitely like college stuff more. But I'll spare y'all the long story. I got roped into a fantasy football league last year, and I'm just going to tell y'all, I had a damn blast, and I was kicking everybody's ass, and like won the regular season, and like fell like one round short of winning the championship in the playoff. However they did it. Anyways, the reason I got into it is because after I was telling my buddy, like, nah, I don't play, I don't know shit about it, like blah blah blah. Give him all the reasons. I was like, well, how much is it? He's like, $20. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you start with $20? I'll give you $20. Like, I don't give a shit. Because he was telling me how like you can auto draft and all this. Well, that's not me, So like I went in depth, like right before the day before. I spent like 3 hours doing this research because I don't know shit about NFL. Trust me. So anyways, this is just a shout out. If anybody who listens has an open spot in a fantasy league that is willing to take me, I would love to be a part of another league. Hopefully one that's more than $20 because I spent way too much of my damn time last year getting my shit set up every week and kicking everybody's ass. So yeah, if y'all got open spots in your fantasy league, send me a message. I'm trying to play for a lot of money. I mean, relatively, at least more than $20. So let me know. That's my random rambling call out for the day.
Well, I got one more thing that I'm told myself to mention on the podcast, and I forgot until you mentioned it and mentioned something new, and then it hit me.
Right.
Every year, Summit Motorsports Park has a night under fire, and I think it's like the top 12 or whatever in points or 10 gets to race in the night of fire at the race.
Like 30,000 people or something like that.
Yeah, and it pays like good money. It's about, I want to say it's 10 grand or 5 grand or something. It's great money, right? And through the years, I've watched TJ Davis's Facebook and Ryan Miller. She has been learning to race and progressing great. Like I've watched, I don't never really comment. I just kind of watch, seeing a new racer come out and learning and doing well. And just progressing. And man, this young lady stuck that thing in the finals. And what
I
got
did
me,
see that post.
yeah, she got in the finals with Craig Adams, Kevin Adams' brother. And
Okay. I'm sorry. I
it
didn't.
it
Yeah.
was a breakout finish. Like it was, she could have won. It was a good race. Like it was just racing. And she got all the way to the finals. And there was one video that she posted, and she was racing, and someone went red against her, and she pulled the. I don't want to even say it was something that I've done because I don't want to make it about me, but she was one hand fist pumping going down the racetrack when she seen her win light on, and I just, dude, it made me tear up. Like it was just so cool. So if anybody on here is listening and you go on there, I shared the post, go on my Facebook and just watch the video. It's awesome to see the enjoyment and the thrill of a new racer. And I'm talking, she's racing into a pack, like in front of a packed crowd. It ain't like you're just, nobody in the stands cricket. Like she done the way she rides, the way that she sits there and waits for her TJ to get up there, and all this stuff. Like she's just done an outstanding job. I just wanted to just shout her out on here. Like I think she's doing great. Keep it up. You're going to be a champion for sure.
No, I'm glad you took the time. I mean, you and I have said it time and time again. If nothing else, we want to make sure everybody's having fun, supporting their racetracks, supporting their series, and we need more new racers. So yeah, that's great to see. I mean, that's, like I said, that's why I want to make sure we shouted out old Gravy Grady and make sure he got some love as well.
I hate to say, I feel old. Like I see all these young kids out there and they're doing so good, and it makes me feel like I'm just washed up. You know what I mean? Like they're doing so good, and I want them to do good, and I want them to, chase their dream and just keep working for it and have a good time. Because if anybody can prove that you can do this, is it, to be honest, I feel the same way about myself as me. I went from a broke kid racing local Friday night, just playing around and spending every dime I had, buying in, buying back every time they kicked my butt, to now I can go anywhere I want and race. And so just chase it, have a good time. But her race day was pretty inspirational to me, and I just figured I'd mention on here and give her a shout out.
For sure. I seen the post. That was cool. I watched that. I was wondering who was in the finals. I was wondering if it was Craig Adams.
Yeah,
so
it was.
Cool to know that.
Talking about fist pumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Talking about fist pumps. I wonder who was fist pumping at 8:20 p.m. last Friday night.
Well, it was probably Kevin Adams. You know what I mean? He does that stuff in the shutdown. That's his celebration. So I'm sure he was. I'm pretty sure he probably does. But Ryan is Trevor's girlfriend, Trevor Snitz's girlfriend. So she's around TJ and the Snitz family and Ryan and all them. So she's got good trainers, and it's just cool to see her go out there and barely make the show because they miss races. And actually she's second in another track in points, and then go all the way to the final and just killing it, like doing such a great job and racing so well. It's just inspirational to see these kids go out there and take it up so quick. That's something that took me years to get good at. They're just right off the rip killing it. It's just awesome.
And honestly, you touched on a good point there. That is another way to look at it. I mean, when you surround yourself by, when you surround yourself by people that you aspire to be like, that's what you do, right? Like, if you, and that's in life in general. That's not just racing. That's in business. That's your friend group. I mean, if you hang out, and I hate to say it, but if you hang out with a bunch of losers, you're not probably going to amount to much. Now,
if you go over to your buddy's house that stays in his mom's basement, you're going to probably end up staying in your mom's basement too.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, you got to surround yourself with people, and not to, get wild into it, but another shameless plug. I mean, that's what we're building up with the school. I mean, we're just building a community of like-minded people that want to get better, and we're sharing the knowledge. So if you don't have that access, if you, like you said, she's around great people, a lot of great people to learn from. And, we've seen some people, the same thing, like our quote unquote DRR. I mean, like, we help each other.
I mean, we're hard on ourselves, like together on that deal. We train ourselves to be good because we're around each other so much.
But I mean, we're not hanging out with a bunch of people that lose first round. I just hate to say it, but we're not. So anyways, surround yourself with people you want to be like. That's how you can help yourself get farther ahead. So
no doubt. Man,
I don't know about you. I had a lot of fun. But
I'm going to surround myself around some motorcycles and get to work.
I mean, that's why your bikes are always maintained and mine just sit here pouting
Well,
because
but
I'm going to
mine
go to
also
work.
didn't win at XDA the last race, and yours did. So
Yeah, well, I still got to get the freaking oil changed on the inner tires. So,
you should
yeah,
have got 2 tires.
yeah, they showed up. They showed
Nice,
up on the doorstep.
nice.
All right, quickly. So we already talked about SDBA this weekend, Ohio Valley Dragway. On my trusty Excel spreadsheet, I am showing what do you call it? The Eddyville race, the Trick Tools Eddyville
Yep.
race.
Yeah, Eddyville. Yeah.
So yeah, Eddyville race also this weekend at Eddyville Dragway. Then I'm showing AMRA at Bristol Dragway. So with that, if you can't make it to one of those 3 events, support your local track.
Man, if I wasn't racing out down, I'd find me a hog.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Donnie Huffman's probably going to be in Bristol this weekend taking everybody's money.
Probably so, man. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Somebody shared some points of a class at one of the V Twin series, and Donnie had 1,000 points. The next person down had like 500. I'm like, golly, Donnie's going out there just killing it. Yeah, it was nuts, man.
Holy shit, that's wild. All right, real quick, shout out to our faithful, loyal sponsors, BMF Motorsports, University of Wind, Energy Coil, Night Marketing Group, Hard Times Parts and Service, Montgomery Motorsports, Manchester Mines, Schnitz Racing, Platinum General Services, MTC Engineering, Penske Racing Shocks, MPS Racing, and Worldwide Bearings. Appreciate all you listeners, all you supporters, Patron drinkers, patrons. We love y'all. Sub up if you haven't. If you haven't subbed up, then you're going to miss out on the rest of the big giveaways, which is a shame because literally, I know Dustin will tell you, and you should sub for more than $1, but for $1, you could win $1,000 in products. So, giveaway coming next week could be big, could be a smaller $50 one, but those are always good too, especially if you like.
Next week, I'm going to give away a tumbler.
Oh, yeah?
Hard Times Parts and Service tumbler. Yeah.
That might be in conjunction with something, or it might be.
Yeah. We'll I've been meaning to do that.
Okay. All right. That's all I got, man. You good?
All right, y'all. I'm going to say like Big Chief does. Bye now.
All right. Catch y'all next week.